F-Zero game returns as a 99-player battle royale.
Yes!
Hi, I'm Danno the Artist, or you can call me Captain Danno, as I'm going to be your captain for tonight's episode of Danno Logs. You see, this is a very special occasion, as we have now witnessed, live, the resurrection of a dead franchise. Now, my history with F-Zero doesn't go back as far as some of these other games in the series. As a matter of fact, it is about as equal to my background with the first Danno Logs episode, Punch-Out! You see, back in the Wii U era, when they had their Famicom 30th anniversary deal that was going on, I found myself in a predicament. F-Zero was on that list for 30 cents, but it wasn't a Nintendo Entertainment System game, so I don't know what it was doing on that deal. But I didn't give a fuck. 30 cents was 30 cents, and I needed a game to play because there was nothing else to play on that fucking system. So, I found myself with a gamepad in hand, playing F-Zero for the first time. I mean, it was alright. It wasn't anything crazy or anything, but I liked it a lot, and I knew that there was something special with this series that I was missing. I always knew Captain Falcon as the Smash Bros guy, the racing dude, Falcon Punch, you know what I mean? But it was on that day when I played F-Zero for the first time that I learned, I think I'm yearning for a more adult experience when it comes to games. And it's funny because like this is F-Zero we're talking about, it's just a racing game. But listen, this right here, F-Zero, F-Zero 99, GX, whichever one you want to say, this is the salty spittoon of racers. Alright, this ain't no Race with Ryan fucking Weenie Hut Juniors. This is real shit! Sorry, I get a little heated up when I think about F-Zero and my darling angel, Captain Falcon. Let it be known, in the short 10 years that I have known the franchise, I've yearned for more. I was very fortunate enough to get my hands on F-Zero GX. I've told the story of how I got it on stream, and I will not repeat it, but let's just say I got it for free. More recently, however, I got F-Zero GP Legend, one of only 3 Game Boy Advance games that I own in box, and I'm a proud owner of it. Being a relatively new fan and experiencing a lot of these titles for the first time in the last 10 years, I truly realized that this game deserves resurrection. Today, I'm very happy to say it's here. It's back, and it's potentially better than ever. Any F-Zero is great. We're happy to see anything over here. I feed me, shovel me the slop. I don't give a fuck. But this ain't slop. No. This game is competent as fuck, especially for a free with your NSO Battle Royale game. Needless to say, when this game finally got announced, I didn't give a fuck whether I was hoping for F-Zero GX Remastered or a brand new F-Zero entirely. I was just happy to see my boy make it home. It's more than I could say about my dad. This game makes a wonderful entrance. You start with a tutorial, first easing you with how to play the game. Now, for me as a veteran, I already know what I'm doing. I know how to paddle, I know how to boost efficiently, but I think it's really good for getting new players into the game, easing you in with just driving around, then throwing you in with 25 players, 50, and then finally 99 before actually being set out to venture on with real players. It's cute and it's fun. Playing my first game of F-Zero 99 was a blast. I'm happy to say that my hype was matched with the gameplay. I thought it was really interesting, but upon first getting in that original tutorial level, I immediately noticed that this game is something special. It's not, as they said in the trailer, that it's the SNES F-Zero returning with 99 players. This is basically a remake from the ground up. I mean, you have your sprite assets, sure, but this is a fully 3D rendered environment, no more Super FX chip. There are slightly different physics. There's better render distance, so obviously you can see what's ahead of you. With all the cars on screen, there's zero slowdown, which is amazing. Basically, this game is a new game in a classic skin. And I don't think we see that ever. Usually you're getting some form of upgrade, and I guess this just shows that F-Zero will be the anomaly. My first initial thoughts upon playing it were that this game is incredibly easy to pick up and play. I mean, like, I can just turn on the game, press F-Zero 99, the main gameplay mode, and I'm in a race within a couple of seconds. Each race takes about 2 minutes because you're zooming so fast. It's been crunched down to 4 laps rather than the usual 5 from the original, and it really just works to its benefit. So obviously you have your F-Zero 99, you versus 99 other players. But that's not the only mode. I think the game is very methodical with the amount of time each bonus mode is laid out for. And the fact that they cycle through so frequently means that it makes it a special occasion when a new one comes through. For example, you have team battles. Team battles I think I've seen the very least. But when you jump into one, it's you versus another team of 50 other players. Who has the most at the front of the pack versus who has the most at the back of the pack. Who's getting more KOs, who's spinning out on other people. The pro maps are some of the more difficult levels from the original game. As far as I'm concerned, I think they're more engaging just because I don't get to play them as much. But that also just unexpectedly makes them special, just as all the other modes start to feel special when they're in a rotation. You have your Mini Prix, which is just a set of 3 races, and you have your Grand Prix, which is a set of 5 races. That's also to mention that you have the spin from F-Zero X, which was a really nice surprise upon seeing that in the trailer, because that is not from the first game. And the game has a built-in risk versus reward factor that really levels it up to make it a memorable experience. By ramming into other vehicles and KOing other opponents, you actually regain some of your health and boost your overall health bar as well. When other players hit each other and this gold car comes on screen, these orbs lay down on the track. And when you get enough, that lets you use a thing called the Skyway, which gives you a shortcut with little boost pads on top that lets you cut corners. And what's the best part about it is if you can time your Skyway usage at the right time, you can go from a 5-second jump to a 12-second jump, and it's insane. I still haven't optimized my Skyway usage, but I can imagine that the meta is going to be changing as people share which time is the best to use it. So, obviously, the gameplay is frantic, chaotic, 99 players, it gets a little hectic. But what keeps you coming back? Easy. It's the easiest thing in the book. It's what's making Fortnite $1 million, cosmetics, and you don't have to pay a fucking dime. The cosmetics are quite simple. It's usually just colors or skins for your vehicle, backgrounds for your little card, but man, I just love it. Any sort of customization makes a game 10 times more engaging because you can personalize your vehicle to the way you want it, and it makes you feel like, hey, that's my car. That's my blue Falcon. It's purple. The game also comes with achievements, which are basically how you're obtaining these cosmetics. Some are by leveling up, some are by doing specific tasks over a certain amount of time, or getting records in practice mode. And I think these are really good for trying to get an idea or a grasp on the map. But with that, we can also see that there is obviously more to come. Not every level from the original game is here, and with some data mines, we now know there might be more that we haven't even seen yet. Do I have any gripes with the game? Only really one. I feel like there needs to be an offline component. Tetris 99 actually comes with an offline component. So you can start up the game without any sort of internet connection, and immediately you have a choice of local multiplayer versus a computer, or just seeing your stats. It might not be a lot, but you have something. With F-Zero 99, you can't even get past the main title screen. You are immediately blocked if you have no internet, and you have to wait until you're connected. What I'm really hoping for is a physical release similar to Tetris 99's, where you have offline modes that I sort of spoke of before, as well as a free membership to Nintendo Switch Online. I mean, that's kind of the double whammy, right? But yeah, versus CPU, local multiplayer would also go insane. And I think the last thing that I would love to see that no one is talking about, Amiibo cosmetics. My nigga. If we had Amiibo cosmetics at this point in the Switch's lifespan, it could go insane. I mean, we're gonna have the Sora Amiibo coming out. Imagine driving the Sora Mobile. As far as I'm concerned right now, F-Zero 99 is a 99 out of 100 game. And I'm really happy to see this franchise back. This was a very short episode. I needed to talk about what was good about the game. There really is not much I dislike. It's good, it's fun. You know, if you like F-Zero, you're gonna love it. If you're new to the series and, you know, it's too hard, then get good, nigga.
Hey, Sweaty Gamer Danno here. I wanted to just put a little last segment because I just played online on stream just for the playthrough VOD for the Danno Gold channel. Yeah, fun. And I had versed Mewtwo King in a match. I had matched up with my good friend Iced Coffee for a couple matches. It was crazy. And I found a new thing where if you die early in the game, you get to come back as a revived car and like you get to detonate on people. I was wondering what those blue Halo cars were, and I didn't know. So yeah, this was my first time dying early, I guess, and being able to obtain that ability. Fucking awesome. This game is great, and I'm so happy to say F-Zero's back, baby.
Yes!
Sir.
Yes!
Sir! Here we go. Praise be to the king. It's back, baby. It's back.